दोस्तों नीट की लाइव हियरिंग चल रही है 23 जुलाई की सुप्रीम कोर्ट में। देखिए आज का क्या अपडेट है, सुनते हैं सुप्रीम कोर्ट से।
From the Department of Physics, consisting of Professor Pradeep Ghosh, Professor Aditya Narayan Agnihotri, and Professor Sankalpa Ghosh, a very high-powered team member committee. And after, they say a team of 3 experts examined the following question. Then they have reproduced the question which we had reproduced in our order yesterday. They say that the expert team is of the opinion that option 4 is the correct answer, namely, now I'll tell you which is option 4 because that may vary from question paper to question paper. Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. And then they say statement 2 is incorrect because atoms of radioactive elements are not stable. So the committee has opined clearly that there was only one correct option, which was option number 4. So NTO was correct in its answer key that the correct answer was option 4, which is again to repeat that statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. So when we now hear the learned Solicitor General, you will.
I would, my lord, assist your lordship on that question.
That aspect
as well, my lords.
Right, I thought in the morning we can.
Grateful to your lordship. We are
grateful. My lord, may I draw my lord's attention to item 20.
You will not argue anything out of turn like this. There's an order in the court. You can't just jump up because you are on the video conferencing scheme. You will be called out in your turn. So now, who is going to argue?
Petitioners, my lord, your lordships, yesterday indicated that petitioners are over, yes. And I'm not on any side, but NTA will have to begin.
Absolutely. So
I'm for petitioner as well as others who are not present.
Mr. Joshi, what were you mentioning?
Please, my lord, my item is 21.24, my lord, and my case is, I'll conclude my case in 1 minute, my lord. My case is that when the mark sheet scorecards, the model answer keys along with the OMR sheets were mailed to me on 1st of June. The OMR sheet, link to the OMR sheet did not open. I raised my grievance with the NTA concerned authority, saying that my OMR sheet link is not opening, but there was no response. Now, from the model answer key, when I compared with my memory, I was supposed to score around 657. On the day of the declaration of the examination, my lord, I score 590. Now my rank is 10 lakh, which startled me. So when I inquire and go to the NTA authorities in person and say that, look, I have scored 590 and my rank is 10 lakh plus. So they hand over me a new scorecard and a new OMR sheet, which now they reduce my marks to 57.
This is an individual grievance.
Individual, my lord, what I would suggest, respectfully, subject to meeting with your lordship's approval, essentially your lordships are examining whether there is any leakage impacting the nationwide, or there is some incident of theft which has taken place, which is our case, which has impacted students who can be segregated.
Or as Mr. Buddha argued, that there are such systemic flaws in the process that the entire examination has to be reconducted.
Correct.
Give to sort of reformulate what he said yesterday.
Correct. My lord, my limited plea, my lord.
Interrupt. Matters arguments, however, we are hearing the Solicitor General. So, in other words, what we have heard on is that what we have heard arguments on is that the entire sanctity of the examination has been affected. Therefore, have a retest.
Yes. And whether to discharge the burden of proof, my lord, to that extent, what are the material the petitioners were able to place before the court, as against, my lord, the material which we would be assisting.
Individual grievances
may, my lord,
of somebody's OMR link not opening or somebody having been graded wrongly, that is not the subject matter of this.
My lord, may I have the permission?
1 second, don't interrupt. What we will have to do is, those candidates who have some individual grievances, we may leave it to them to move the High Court for resolution of those grievances.
Yes.
Except which will be covering by our judge.
Grateful, my lord.
Because I don't think the remit of this court is to start looking at individual grievances
Grateful.
of individuals.
Grateful, my lord.
So we
Great.
leave that, Mr. Joshi, we leave that open to any individual.
If my lord,
Great.
before the learned Solicitor General start, just one point in 1 minute. My lord, where there was a delay in distribution of papers and the same date they held the examination. The first, in the morning, it was 2 p.m. to 5:20. And the same paper they held again from 6 to 9. So the question paper they got 20 minutes late or half an hour late. They were holding that question paper for first 3 hours, and again the same question paper they were holding for another 3 hours. So all the people who were given those 6 hours the same day to attempt the same question paper has again defeated the integrity of the examination.
All right.
Because somebody is getting 3 hours and 20 minutes once. These people got 3 hours and 20 minutes twice over the same day. Question paper remains the same.
That initially they gave the wrong paper, the Canbank paper.
No,
Then they
no,
distributed
no,
the
saying
same
something
LTI
else.
paper.
They gave paper
So
like
which
in a
center?
different medium.
If you can
Like
specify the
in
center.
Madhopur, they gave in a different medium. And they were holding question paper in a different medium. Somebody like in Rajasthan probably opted for Hindi. They were given English. Somebody opted English, were given Hindi. So there was a delay in changing it. So to compensate the delay, they held the examination over again the same day, giving other full time. So they were holding the question paper in their hand for 6 hours, more than 6 hours the same day. How they will be at par with the other people who got exactly 3 hours and 20 minutes?
Medium was distributed initially.
Correct.
Then they
In one
distributed-
center out of 4750 centers.
This in which center was this?
Savai
Savai
Madhopur,
Madhopur.
Rajasthan. And
Ghaziabad
Ghaziabad.
also, sir.
There were
Two centers.
Two centers, my lord, as per their own.
No, no, no. Ghaziabad comes for the first. There are no pleadings. There is nothing on the record. I mean, somebody may
Is
have
the
told you. I'm not
NTA
disputing.
denying that
But
Ghaziabad
every
was
time
not
raising
held again.
a suspicion
The argument
without
is,
any
my
pleading or material may not end
lord,
the matter.
the argument is wherever the
No,
question.
Mr. Huda, just let's have clarity of the facts. So what happened was that at the beginning of the examination, if the medium of the candidate was, say, Hindi, the candidates were given English.
Yes.
Then at some point of time, when was this detected? What happened?
Yes,
there?
Lord. In Savai Madhopur, they say they detected it through social media at 4:30.
No, no.
2.5 hours later.
2.5 hours. It is their affidavit on
All
record.
right. Just explain to us what happened.
2 o'clock, Lord, the question paper started. Questions were given to the students. Questions must be raising objection that this is not my medium.
Right.
No action was taken. NTA here in Delhi get to know of this incident at 4:30 the same day.
Right.
Then they take a decision that we will have another examination the same day from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then these all 120 students in that center.
So at 4:30, the correct medium was given. They had, in any case, from a different medium, they had the paper right at 2 o'clock.
Correct. That's what
Then
I'm
at
saying.
So they got more time, in fact.
So, but at 4:30, then did they give them at 4:30 the
No,
correct
then
medium?
the second examination is from 6 to 9 or
So
9:20.
what you are saying that they held the same question paper, albeit in a different medium from 2 o'clock.
Correct. And what this happened at 2 stations, not one. Other one is a Ghaziabad.
No, we do not know. There is no
UP
pleading
and
of
Rajasthan.
Ghaziabad. Yesterday, my lord.
There is an NTA press release if they remains in a denial mode.
2 o'clock, these students must have started answering also, albeit in a different
That's right.
medium.
That's right.
They were given an OMR sheet, say, of 2
Everything.
o'clock
Correct.
with English, so they had opted for Hindi.
Correct.
Then at 4:30, this is discovered. So at 6 o'clock, they hold a examination in the correct medium
That's right.
with a separate set of OMR sheets.
Correct.
Now, how many students in Savai Madhopur?
120 as per their showing.
How have those students fared, by the way?
I will show, my lord.
And look,
That's the
Ghaziabad
correct
is
answer.
they are in a denial mode. Let kindly put them to the answer because their
All right.
press release
Let the
says
solicitor start. We will,
Ghaziabad,
yeah.
Ghaziabad
We'll hear the
also.
solicitor. Yes,
And
thank you.
Savai Madhopur bust another thing. They say we are monitoring it live here and we are securing that everything is fine. In Savai Madhopur, their systems are not working. They say from a social media, we got to know after 2.5 hours of examination that this is what has happened. So their argument that all centers are monitored through live CCTV camera is completely destroyed. There is no system. And these CCTV cameras, somewhere installed, somewhere not installed. They have
Where
only
it is
issued
not
checks.
installed, where it is. Well, let me start. Let me start.
Mr. Huda,
Let
we
me
allowed
start.
you to make your point now, no re-argument. Now we'll hear the
Lord, what has happened is, Lord, let
Right
me,
now, Mr. Solicitor.
yes, let me
take a
sum
break,
up.
Start right from the beginning.
Yes,
Now you
yes,
can sum
let
up.
me sum up. Lord, I'm Lord, not either against the petitioners, they are also Lord, students, nor against those Lord, who are not before the court. I am Lord, on behalf of NTA. What I have understood from the petitioner's point of view is they have been able to give instances of 3 or 4 or 7 centers and raise a kind of a apprehension or suspicion. Even if the suspicion is true, it would be true only for the purpose of that particular center, and I'll come to it separately. Now, my lord, your lordships are examining an issue where approximately 24 lakh students are involved. Lord, the total number of centers are 4,750. When your lordships examine, my lord, whether there is a pan-India cross-country impact or not, my lord, this would be a relevant figure.
Just one. Mr. Huda, I know that you are very energetic, but you can please sit on the chair. Why do you have to stand? Tell your juniors also to sit on the chair. It causes me less stress when everybody is comfortably seated in the chair. So the juniors have some chairs here. There are some chairs with the law clerks. They're all not here, so you can come and sit here. Please sit quietly and listen to it in peace. Yes.
Yes. But, my lord, nonetheless, we must satisfy your lordship's conscience from the figures and statistics. Not, my lord, somebody tells us something, some social media post, which we will show, my lord, how social media posts like Telegram, etc. My lord, from evidence, my lord, we will be able to show how they are tempered. But leave it at that, my lord, for the time being. We will have to satisfy your lordships that pan-India, cross-country, there is no impact, and result has remained consistent. But at the outset, I may point out that top 100 students, this is the test of a fair examination being conducted. Top 100 students are spread over 95 centers. (56 cities) and 18 states and or union territories.
Yes.
My lord, this is, according to me, my lord, the first prime test. That first 100, if I have the paper, if my group has the paper, it would be a bulk of people topping the exam. Because if I have the questions, I have the answers, obviously.
Now, just one thing we want to ask you. In this top 100, do we have any students coming from, say, Hazaribagh?
Yes, I'll show everything.
You'd like to see?
Yes, my lord. And I will also show what was the
Sikar, Hazaribagh.
yes. Well, what I have also, my lord, done, we have done an exercise as to what was the position of those centers in 2022, 2023, and 2024. Whether there is any marked jump or rise or not. My lord, that would be the only indication for deciding cross-country impact, if at all there is any impact. My lord, we have filed, my lord, submissions, my lord. Lord, it is mailed to your lordships, but for ready reference, I can. I have, my lord, the hard copies as well.
Look at it. Written submission will be- Yes.
My lord, I would start from, my lord, how the examination is conducted. There is a concept called percentile, and there was a confusion. That confusion remained, and unfortunately, young children are, my lord, unnecessarily tensed because of wrong narrative which is going on. The narrative was that for centers like Rajkot, more than 30 candidates were qualified. General impression was that if you are qualified, you are getting admission in the medicine, in the course of your choice. Lord, there has always been, and this year also, a system of coming to a figure called percentile. A percentile is a figure. After we get the result, it is fed into the computer system, and we request that we want 50% percentile. It can be 60, it can be 70, depending upon the nature, but in this exam, it has always been 50%. So it gave us the figure of 164. It merely means in common parlance that out of 24 lakh students, I'm taking a rough figure, it's 23 lakh something. Out of 24 lakh students, 12.5 lakhs would be below 164 and 12.5 lakhs would be above 164. Those who are above 164 are qualified and rest of them are not qualified. So all those 12.5 lakhs would not get admission.
So the cutoff marks for the 50th percentile is 164 out of 72.
For the purpose of qualification, I'll tell you, Lordship, the reason why this is done.
Is always taken as a 50th percentile or what is it?
Percent, yes.
Year on year.
Year on year, Manoj. Last year it was 137, which indicates that this year number of students increased. Number two, maybe this batch of students of 24 lakhs was little more hardworking. And third, the syllabus was, Manoj, sliced down. But nothing turns on that, Manoj. Last time it was 1/3. So 12.5 lakhs are qualified. Seats are 1 lakh and 8,000 only. Why this was required to be done? Manoj, it was noticed years back that some, I'm sorry.
So 12.5 lakh students are 50th percentile and above.
Above, and therefore qualified. Roughly, 12.5 is, I have taken the figure of 24 lakhs, it is 23 lakhs something. 37, whatever. I'm just for the purpose of ease of argument. So why this was required? Years back it was found that some private medical colleges, your lordships are aware, there are some management seats, management quota seats. They used to be filled up by people who are not even qualified, who got 50 marks or 70 marks. Therefore, my lord, this system was introduced that we will come out with a figure of percentile and qualification. They are eligible. They are eligible to be admitted either in medical, either in government medical college or in private medical college. So now, even a private medical college in their management quota cannot take anyone who is less than 12,50,000 because they are not qualified. So Rajkot had 30 people who are qualified, meaning thereby they were above 50,000 figure. Not that they will get admission. Lord, we have done that analysis Please see page 13 of my note. Just to remove that narration, my learned friend has very fairly not argued this issue, but please see 13. First, I have given, your lordship sees right hand side, I have gone from top to bottom. That's why, states are also, coming not at the same time. Gujarat, Bhavnagar, total appeared 5,800, greater or equal to 164, 4,660. Therefore, success ratio, meaning thereby success for being declared qualified, not admission, is 80.34%. Next is Andhra Pradesh, Vijayawada, then Rajasthan, Sikar, then Gujarat, Rajkot, Andhra Pradesh, Tanuku, etc., etc., etc. It goes on, and I'm not taking your lordships through the entire country and entire the city
So
wise.
you've done this for every
City,
for every city.
every city.
Actually, you've done it for every city or state. How does it work? For every
City. This is done city wise.
Okay.
But center wise also, wherever they have.
It is because no, it is
City wise or center wise?
Bhavnagar is the city. First is second.
But it is city wise arranged in descending order. This is only to remove an impression that those
How many cities totally?
571.
So this data is for all the 571.
571. Cities, 569. I stand corrected. 569. We have centers at some other countries also. For example, page 13, your lordships would find serial number 6, Dubai. Dubai has a center where we conduct the exam. Muscat, Singapore. So including the outs.
You also have Doha, Sharjah,
Yes,
Kuwait.
yes, so adding them also, the total cities, I'll treat them as city, as a,
Right.
so it is a center. 569. The lowest is Chhattisgarh, Narayanpur with 8.6%.
Right.
This is the limited purpose, to show that more number of people getting qualified doesn't mean that they are getting admission.
They are just above the 50th percentile. That's
Yes, they have crossed 12 lakhs mark. That's all. But kindly now come to page 28.
Annexure A began at what page?
13, 1, 3, and it goes on till 27. Annexure B, my lord. It's not annexure A, annexure B. It goes on till 27. I'm not, my lord, reading, it's not necessary, my lord, but descending order, we have given, my lord, the number of students who qualified.
Maybe up to 72%.